change at that tackle position for the Jets. Does that impact you in any way, or it's just whoever's out there Sunday?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's whoever's out there, but the game plan does change a little bit as far as like uh, the variety of rushes and what he's weak or strong to. So just trying to figure out my plan as far as rushing him and how to manipulate him to make the plays that need to change the game.
And just like overall, do you look ahead, or is it just week to week you start preparing? And obviously, there's probably some guys in the league you have a book on already, but like, your prep for the Jets that it just started this week.
I mean, it started when the last game was over. As soon as Panther was over, we were on to the Jets. So just trying to focus on them, and whenever this game over, then we'll get to next week and whoever that opponent is. Right now, trying to take it one game at a time, make sure we finish 1-0 before we try to get ahead of ourselves and worrying about trying to continue this record.
Chris Kiffin said, well, some guys are on TikTok, you're journaling. And he said that in a good way, like it's about your focus. Are you writing about football or are you writing about other stuff?
I write about everything, live, football, just the stuff that comes to me. I feel like getting your words out on the page it helps you, realize it, put it into words. It actually helps you, come to grip with it, and it makes you acknowledge it and accept it a lot easier than just saying it in the mirror. And I feel like once you read it, you can actually keep on. It brings you back to that moment, those memories, and where you need to be to take yourself further or better yourself.
He said, he's not the first one to say that it feels like you're on another level this year. I think he included focus in that. Like, do you feel like your focus, you've taken that to another step with your focus this year?
I think so. We got guys who try to detract from that focus, but I try to make that focus also contagious to some of my teammates as well. And I think it's important that we're all focused on the task at hand, which kind of stems back to the first question, and staying on this game and not trying to focus on any others. Focusing on this one rep, not the last one, not the next one, just win this one.
You're close to either tying or surpassing Ray Matthews' sack record. Is that important to you? Would you like to get it done this weekend? How do you feel about it?
I mean, what's important to me is winning. So whether I tie it or I don't or I break it, whatever it is, but I want to be very impactful in the game. I want to be able to be a game changer for my team. But if I don't break the record, that's not gonna sadden me. There'll be many more games and another game next week, and so I know he's a great player, and he's had a line of great players. So I hope to get it, but at the end of the day, it won't wear me down if I don't.
Considering they didn't start keeping sacks till 82, do you even put stock in some of these numbers?
I mean, Deacon, before he passed away, said he had like 250. So I'm not sure who counted it up and how it was counted up. But at the end of the day, that's how it is. To me, you get all the sacks that you think you get. So if he got 70 plus, I feel like I'll eventually pass that as well. And I don't know if I'll get 250, but I'm just going to keep on trying to step over, at least stand on the shoulder of the Giants.
What about Joe Flacco? What is he going to bring to the table that you guys have to do with?
I mean, lots of experience. Super Bowl winning experience. And the guy played very well in that playoffs, but he's also been a very competent and developed quarterback. Being able to get the ball out on time, knowing where to check the ball down, and knowing when to check out of things, switch the front, slide the front. A lot of that veteran experience where young guys might not pick up on a blitz or two coming their way, or someone coming off the edge. So he's going to be able to see those things. So we have to be able to disguise ourselves and keep them guessing.
The volume of pressure that you guys brought as a front seven last week, I think 5 batted passes, 4 sacks, a ton of QB hits. Like, is that sustainable for? I know that's the goal, but is that realistically sustainable for 17 plus games? That level.
It should be sustainable for this week, and that's all I'm worried about. For the next 15, we'll see. God willing, no one gets injured, but I feel like this week we can do it, and as long as everyone's healthy, everybody comes out without a scratch, and I feel like we can go into the next week thinking and feeling the same way.
Hey, Myles, you've mentioned Deacon a few times over the last couple of years. Is he like somebody you studied, or did you do some research on 75?
That was probably one of the first passers I did study. You know, the head slap, I guess, wasn't too illegal and when he played, and it also wasn't too frowned upon when I played in high school. So it's
That's why he got 250 probably, right?
like, I mean, you give a guy a concussion, he's not able to block you too well. But I mean, he was a hell of
Somebody you admired, though, obviously.
yeah, hell of a rusher. He was a spokesperson for rushers back in the day. You know, being on a great defensive front as well. So you know, he's kind of been the spokesperson for us as rushers and pioneered the way.
What will it mean to you to play in front of a home crowd?
I mean, it's always amazing playing in front of the dog pound. I know we got something special for our entrance this year. I'm trying to keep the game, but I know it's special to the young guys, being able to go out and get introduced and be in front of that crowd for the first time. And I'm just looking forward to put my best foot forward and maybe having a game where they can cheer my name again.
Myles, when you guys run that package where you move inside, obviously you're trying to give them a different look, but is that energizing at all to you? Get a different matchup and get a little closer off the jump?
Yeah, I mean, I love going against different guys. Sometimes guys don't get to see me. I like to introduce myself to everyone on the line.
Do you ever see guys' eyes get big before the snap?
I see guys' eyes get big all the time, and I'm usually looking at their feet, the ball, and then sometimes look at their hands, see what they're looking at. And if we lock eyes, sometimes
Myles, Joe Thomas is getting on it this week. You didn't get to play with him a lot, but the time you were here, he wasn't practicing much. But did you pick up any lessons from him? Did you learn? What did you learn from your time around Joe?
I like to think that he was avoiding me by then. But still by then, Joe is still a hell of a player, one of the best tackles in the game. Learning from him really was learning how to be a pro, being here on time, being where I'm supposed to be, working on the finer details of the game, studying opponents, especially studying tackles and their sets. He broke that down very well, and even this year, he's talked to me about breaking down tackles, and I'm 6 years in, and I'm an old guy now, but we still talk about trying to use guys strengths against them and firing on the weaknesses. So he's been very influential in how I break down the game and how I approach working here as a Brown.
I know I've heard that he used to take notes on second and third string defensive ends, just so he would know if they ever played what he needed to do. Do you do that same thing when it comes to tackles, and do you keep really close notes on tackles that you might have to face?
Yeah, I mean, I know McDermott's the backup after Fant, so on my side, I especially keep a tab on. Not always the left, but I know that might be an option or a situation that might arise later down the season. But I like to look at all the guys down the line and who could be coming up after them if something happens. They're just trying to be ahead of the game, not being reactive.
Hey, Myles, Kevin said that Perrion wasn't in practice because he was disciplined. I'm just curious, as a captain and a guy in that room, do you feel like you need to say something when that happens to the player?
I think, we all have to step up and say something, but sometimes silence speaks louder than words, and we've used our voice a couple of times. And at the end of the day, he's got to learn how to be a pro, and Kevin took it in his own hands, and he felt like that was the right thing to do. And I'm behind my coach's actions fully.
Did you guys bring something to Kevin's attention about things that you were noticing or seeing, or was this something that was common knowledge?
It was pretty common knowledge, and it was easy to see. So it wasn't like we had to bring it to his attention. It was just his actions were very apparent.
Did you see the Vaughn tweet about how he didn't think that block should be allowed? And what do you think about that?
Sure, I'm not mad about the little hit that Micah took. Micah's a tough guy, and I think that chip block that he got with the running back coming to the side, I mean, that's legal. He can see him the whole time. What I wanted to get out the game is that little tight end chip that I got last game. I never knew the guy was there. Now that's some BS to me.
What, because he came from too much from the side.
Yeah. I mean, if we're gonna take it off of special teams and interception returns and all that, you can at least take it off of me.
So you were engaged when he hit you then? Or no? You just came free and you were.
Sure, I don't remember. I remember I took one step and I was somersaulting into a rush. Part of the game.
Happens.
Yeah.
This is a hard-hitting question, but what do you think of the Brownie elf at midfield?
I don't know what to think about that. It's original. It's unique. I've always been more of a fan of the dog. We were the dog pound, but we got an elf and a helmet. I think we're a little bit confused in what route we want to go creatively, but if we have something that everyone can stand behind as far as fans and we can rally behind it, I'm all for it.
Do you know the history of it though?
Not at all.
7 championships with it. Is it?
7 championships with the elf. If we get an 8 championship with that elf, I might come here with a little elf outfit on.